We start you off on a story where Kenya is among the sub-Saharan African countries that are staring at a slow economic growth due to unfavorable external environments and trade risks. This is according to the World Bank's latest economic update. The Washington-based lender has announced a possible 2.7% growth in the region, which is up from last year's 2.3%, but down from the 3.1% growth rate they projected in April this year. Well, all goods entering the country will now have to undergo pre-export verification of conformity to standards before entering the country. Well, the assessment procedure will ensure compliance of imported products with applicable Kenyan standards. Speaking at a press briefing today, Trade and Industry Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya expressed that the government will be stepping up surveillance to curb entry of illicit goods.
Tariff is meant in a way for revenue collection and also to support our industry. And you recall in the finance bill and also my budget speech, the intention was to support manufacturing.
This war is bigger. We are looking at standards. You may not have contravened any patents, but you are bringing goods that could harm the public because they don't meet the standards. So we are not just talking about counterfeit. We are talking about goods that meet established standards. And these standards are arrived at through a scientific process that involves looking at similar goods obtaining elsewhere in them, not just locally, but also elsewhere in the market. So we are saying Kenya cannot continue to be a dumping ground for substandard goods. We are even reviewing the law to include criminal sanctions on any contracted party who violates the contractual obligations, in addition to the suspension and ban of utilization of the services of these particular agents. We will also explore criminal sanctions on some of these agents.
Well, getting rid of excess body fat and maintaining one's shape can be a task. A lot of times, body fitness is usually associated with men. And when it comes to keeping fit, women too have different desires of body shapes. In this week's episode of Women in Business, our reporter Julia Wino got embedded with health and fitness guru Evelyn Okinyi, and now brings us her story from being a former banker to a modern-day executive gym trainer.
With the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day city life, many urbanites are finding ways to keep up with the pressures of life. Common among the activities that are leaving many preoccupied is going to the gym to either relieve stress or burn that extra fat with the hope to cut weight. Barely in her mid-30s, Evelyn is an accomplished fitness trainer and owner of Evil Health and Fitness. She joined the fitness industry with a desire to look different and achieve her dream body. Although bodybuilding is male-dominated, Evelyn went against the grain to start a venture that has seen her earn respect and a profitable business. As she shows me out some workout moves, Evelyn admits that one of her biggest hurdles is that stereotyping where people have associated bodybuilding as that activity associated with men. Evelyn, however, basks in her desire and passion to change perceptions.
The most important thing is for people to understand that this is a sport just like any other.
In addition, she serves almost 20 clients, which highly depends on the season. Her oldest client being 56 years of age.
You have to create value in whatever you're pricing. That's one. Two, you have to identify your market.
Gladys Muihaki, who works as a health and fitness coach, reckons that Evelyn is an entrepreneur to be admired as she brings out the best in her clients with the slogan, "No pain, no gain." During her free time, she finds value in spending time with her husband.
Just to spend time together. I mean, he's pretty close to me.
Her advice to the young generation is to trust in the process.
Rarely will you find women headed this direction, but as the saying goes, what men can do, women can do better. For Evelyn, transforming lives is her main agenda. Julie Owino, KTN News.
Well, I also need to tone my muscles. Let's take you to our top story now, where tonight the Central Bank of Kenya is actually considering the approval of the takeover bid by the Kenya Commercial Bank to acquire troubled lender Imperial Bank, which has been under receivership. This comes after KCB Group remained in the running for the takeover after one bidder withdrew from the process. The regulator says further details will be provided to stakeholders as soon as the binding offer has been fully assessed. Well, we'll be giving you some implications on what this means for customers of Imperial Bank, which has been under receivership. Moving on, Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has urged the youth to take advantage of the agricultural potential in urban areas. This will help promote employment in the continuing developed country and innovation in the technology world.
Agriculture was somehow forgotten when we were doing our budget. So we are going to do our supplementary budget, have more funds for this, promote our youths huko mashinani, tuhakikishe wanafanya farming, wanajitegemea youths. There is a lot of farming huko mashinani. Wanafanya livestock farming, wanafanya chicken farming, wanafanya ng'ombe, maziwa, Roysambu, Dagoreti, Kasarani. But as a government, we have to support our youth in terms of innovation, in terms of everything as a county government.
Well, our team will be camping at the ASK show on Jamhuri grounds tomorrow, and they'll be giving you the latest on the trade fair. Do make a date with us tomorrow from 3 p.m. Well, Akisa, I don't know, what are your memories of the ASK show going back to the TBTs?
Well, Abby, I mean, a lot of ice cream and face painting. I used to go there when I was very young. I didn't do much of that when I was a teenager. But good old memories, those are. And of course, just walking around all those stalls, if I may call them that, and just see what is there. So I think it will be something very interesting for Kenyans to see starting tomorrow. Thank you, Abby, for the business news. That's how we wrap it up here on KTN Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight.